Hello, YouTube family. Are you ready for a Monday? I'm Patty Jackson. I'm your auntie of pop culture. It's time for curls and it's time for scoop, and there's so much to talk about. We're going to start off with a hug. A lot of people need hugs. Prince Harry took a match and said, and everything has blown up. There's a movie that my dad used to, one of my dad's favorite movies. He used to love spaghetti westerns and loved any movie with William Holden. And there was this movie called The Bridge Over the River Kwai. And there was this bridge that could take you from one island to the next island. And if you blew up the island, there was no turning back. That was it. And one of my little favorite sayings is, oh, they done blew up the island. When someone has done something, it's like, there's no turning back. I don't think this Prince Harry book, I don't think there's going to be any turning back. Everybody need therapy here. The book Spare comes out tomorrow. And Prince Harry's been everywhere. Anderson Cooper, he did ITV, British Press, he did Michael Strahan. If you're sitting down with Anderson Cooper 60 Minutes, he don't come to play. Michael Strahan, a lot of people were complaining that he just gave Prince Harry access to complain. I don't think he's a great interviewer in that setting. Probably Robin or George should have did it. Then there was the British Press. Some things that Harry said, he would go to different interviews and try to take back. I am in shock at what he said about Camilla, referring to her as the villain, as dangerous. Camilla is now the queen consort. She was the side chick when Charles and Diana were married, and they drove Diana crazy. He called her dangerous because he claims that she's so intent on rehabilitating her image and not looking like the side chick or the mistress that she feeds stories to the British press. Where there's smoke, there's fire, to make herself look good so that they'll view her favorably and stop calling her dog face. Because if you remember at the beginning, you know, she caught out because she wasn't real attractive. And it was like, he did another interview where he said he had a huge compassion for Camilla. And it's like, she a villain or you got compassion? He hasn't spoken to his family, I guess, since the Queen's death, the funeral. Can you come back from this? Because, think about it. Every family, siblings ain't going to get along. Families are not going to get along. And he's just telling everything. He's telling his truth. It's almost like, you guys ignored me. Now you're going to pay attention to me. And they're paying attention. Do you think the royal family will make a comment? I don't think they will. I think they're just going to keep it in. I don't think they will retaliate with a book. But Harry's got to be careful because he's backtracking on things he said. Like he said, he never said that the family was racist. Well, who made the comment about what color the kid was going to be? There's a lot of murkiness in a lot of stories. I think everybody needs healing. I think those boys never got the proper healing when their mother died. And because, you know, they got to be a certain way, button up, don't cry. Everybody is suffering. But he went in on Camilla, which I'm sure Charles is not happy with. And they're having a big coronation in May. It's going to be interesting. That's all we're going to say. It's going to be interesting. Big congrats to actor Shamar Moore. Wonderful man. At the age of 52, he's going to be a father. He is going to be a girl dad. He's been dating a model for quite some time. She already has children, and she's a daughter by actor Stephen Bishop. A lot of people remember him from being Mary Jane. But he's going to be a dad. And, you know, he recently lost his mom, and he says he's making his mom proud. He's on the SWAT show on CBS, but Shamar Moore is going to be a dad at the age of 52. We remember actor Adam Rich. Back in the 70s, he played young Nicholas Bradford on the show 8 is Enough. At that time, Eight is Enough was like the biggest show on TV. He was 54, and in the past few years, I don't know what it is about child actors, he had a rough time with addiction and run ins with the law. But he had been sober for many, many years. They don't have a cause as to what happened. I'm going to switch my pads here. We're going to do the death all at one time. We also remember musician Gordy Harmon. Gordy Harmon was with the Whispers in the 60s. You know, the Whispers, they've been around for about 60 years. He was in the group in the 60s. When Walter was off in Vietnam, he wasn't even in the Whispers yet. It was just Scotty, because I was looking at this picture, and I was like, who is this guy? And they're like, Gordy Harmon. He was 79 years old. He was only with the group in the 60s because he wound up having problems with his throat, couldn't sing. He was on Only Method Wet My Feet and Seems Like I Gotta Do Wrong. But Gordy Harmon died in Los Angeles over the weekend at the age of 79. Tristan Thompson, former basketball player, back in 2016, won Cleveland Cavaliers with LeBron. He was on that championship team. Unfortunately, we know him more for cheating on Khloe Kardashian and having children with her than his basketball career. But our prayers go out to him. His mom died, Andrea, over the weekend. Not quite sure. I kept trying to find out how old his mom was, but she died of a heart attack over the weekend. You gotta love the fans of Celine Dion. You know, Rolling Stone, last week we talked about that bogus list of the top 200 singers, and Celine wasn't on it. Well, Celine Dion's fans, they went to the streets, went up the Rolling Stone magazine headquarters in New York, and they were out there protesting. And I said, protest on, because there was a whole lot of people that weren't on that list, including Dionne Warwick. But how do you list the greatest and you don't have Celine Dion? That's crazy, crazy, crazy. The number one movie at the box office was Avatar. But guess what was number two? That movie, Megan, about the evil robot. It was the evil robot doll. It was the sister who wrote the screenplay. This movie only cost $12 million to make. It went to make well over $30 million. Yes, there's going to be a Megan Part 2. 2023 Grammy Awards. They're doing the special Lifetime Achievement Awards on the list, because this is a ceremony held before the Grammys. Grammys on CBS, February 5th. Trevor Noah is hosting. The special Lifetime Achievement Awards are going to Bobby McFerrin. He had the song Don't Worry, Be Happy. I think the year was 1985. Nirvana, The Supremes, Ann and Nancy Wilson of the rock group Heart, blues great Ma Rainey, Nile Rodgers, Chic fame, one of the greatest producers of all time, and rapper Slick Rick, which I thought was surprising, because I was like, no Dougie Fresh? I got to ask about in the music thing, but Slick Rick is getting a special Lifetime Achievement Award. You know, this report, y'all, I'm saving the best for last. Get ready for the takeover of Tabitha Brown. The vegan lifestyle maven has her third line at Target. Look, you see how colorful this is? She says she wants to bring joy in the kitchen with food and color. The clothes are colorful, her nails be colorful, everything is colorful. This line includes dips and spreads and soups and sauces, snacks, all vegan, tableware, bowls, plates, prices ranging from $2.99 to $90, but a lot of items under $10. Based on that book, Cooking from the Spirit, Tabitha Brown, I love her energy. I love her spirit, and she is all about bringing the joy. Is the Jimmy Fallon show in trouble? NBC is kind of having buyer's remorse about the show. He was given an $80 million contract extension. Well, when Jimmy Fallon took over The Tonight Show from Jay Leno, he had about 11 million viewers. Now it's down to 1.8 3 million viewers. I know myself. I never knew the musical acts that he has on. I'm always saying, who are they? I never heard of them. So if I feel like that, I know that people in my age circle probably feel the same way. I don't even know who these people are. People are viewing things differently. Some people just want to see the clip. He's got 30 million viewers on YouTube. A lot of people just go to YouTube. NBC wants them to come to NBC because they've got all those commercials. Award shows, these things are just viewed so differently now. People would rather watch the clip than watch the whole show. You know, it's a trend. You see popular things. They just want to see the clip and then they just go on. But will this stop an NBC from renewing his contract? Maybe this is one of the reasons why Trevor Noah got out of late night, because it's so different. But the viewing habits of people are drastically different. Just say 20 years ago. Very different. But don't be surprised. The Jimmy Fallon show could be in trouble. Y'all know I go through the comments. Everybody wants to know what I thought about The Best Man. Best Man final chapters. I loved it. I loved how I went from laughing and it was key, and then it got serious. Because it dealt with things that happen when you get older and dealing with your children. If you have to care for a parent, your health, because life changes as you get older. I hate to see breakups. I know I talk about breakups every day, but I hate to see breakups and couples break up. I'll probably never listen to Gladys Knight's Neither One of Us the same way again. I played it last night and I was just sitting there like, Best Man. Wow. Robin. Harper. I loved it. Director Malcolm Lee says this is it. It made history. High streaming on the Peacock, making history where more people tuned in, and it was in the top 10 and it was trending like crazy. I mean, it trended for like 2 weeks for so many people tuning in. I loved it. Malcolm Lee says this is it. I guess we have to see, because when you have great success, people will say, well, just give us a little more, something for next year. We'll have to see, but Malcolm Lee says that this is it. A lot of people asked about Lizzo. I loved her New Year's Eve special, which you can catch all these things on HBO Max. New Year's Eve special and the documentary, which gave a great insight of her life and who Lizzo is. She is having a spectacular time, and it was good to see her concert because I couldn't get to see it in person, so that was good. Tomorrow night, Golden Globe Awards. Gerard Carmichael is the host. The big honor is Eddie Murphy, who is getting a Lifetime Achievement Award. I appreciate the comments. I love how you guys will jump in before I do, because homophobia and racism will be not existing on this channel. I don't like homophobic remarks. You're going to get blocked. Even racism. It's 2023 and we still dealing with this. But I did get a big kick out of one guy who said, with your latest look, they said you're giving us country music vibes. Is this country music hair? I don't know. I like big hair. I don't care if it do go out style. I love big hair. I always did. Where I'm from in Philadelphia, South Philly, what we like big hair. The bigger, the better. I love big hair. That's something that'll probably just stay with me for a long time. But I do appreciate the comments. I do say be kind, because we're not always going to agree, but we don't have to be racist, don't have to be homophobic, you don't have to be racist to get your point across. And I always preach that, because every day we're not gonna agree on everything. And you know what? Nobody likes their favorite stars talked about. They don't. If you think about it, if it's an artist you love, you don't want to hear bad about them. Years ago, when I first started doing this whole pop culture thing, when Barry White died, his death circumstances was crazy because he was with a young girl and she said she was pregnant. So then I would talk about it. And my boss would say, Barry White is my friend. Can you tone down that story a little bit? And then Lionel Richie was his friend. Remember when Lionel Richie was married to Brenda Richie and she beat everybody's behind when she caught him cheating? Lionel is family, but it was a story I had to tell because Brenda kicked everybody's behind. But no one likes no one does. No one likes their favorite artist talked about under no circumstances. Leave a comment. Auntie reads the comments. Give us a thumbs up. The channel is growing and I'm going to be learning some new things. Auntie is going to a little YouTube school to learn some little things. But thanks so much for joining us. It's Monday, Curls and Scoop. It's not cute, not knowing. And now you know. Thanks for joining me. I'm Patty Jackson. I'm your auntie of pop culture.